So I'm inspired to share my perspective and share what's helped me in the journey of finding peace in the mind. With all the thinking that goes on that brings us disturbance. And there's two brilliant teachers out there that talk a lot about the mind. One is Eckhart Tolle, the other is Michael Singer. And I'd probably say they're my two favourites, along with Byron Katie as well. All talking about how we get disturbed in the mind. And from my understanding of their teachings and my background in being a primary school teacher and enjoying helping people make sense of maybe more complex things, simplifying it so we get it. I'm inspired to talk about this, and a friend of mine said, you need to write this as a book. But I'm not inspired to write a book. I don't want to sit down and type and think about grammar and paragraphs and school-like elements of that. I want to flow with this more creatively. So I'm a massive fan of getting out in nature. It's a windy February day here in my local area. So I've just come to the stream. And this is how I'm going to unfold this. It's going to be a live book, if you like, of just sharing content and understandings as they appear. So if I was having a title for this book, maybe I'd call it The Monkeys in the Mind. Because how I've come to view it myself and what's really helped me is to really make it so I can see that is a separate thing going on to me. So I've got these collection, you could call it a school, a classroom of monkeys, a family of monkeys, however you want to view that. And they all have different roles. They all have different ways of trying to take over and almost take the wheel of my life and direct me into the flow of their opinions and pull me away from my own alignment, my own vibration. And as I identify what's going on, and I've assigned them different names, different costumes, it's like they're all in these characters, and my way of destabilizing them is to just simply take the costumes off. I see them as small monkeys, my monkeys, and I just put them back in the cots. I put a blanket over them, and I almost treat them like I would an infant. Just soothe them down and say, it's okay. You don't need to get so wound up about this. There's no judgment towards it. There's no counterattack. I just simply observe and bring calmness. Now, this is easier said than done because some of our characters, some of our monkeys have got a lesser hold, a lesser grip on us than others. Some others can literally do a full-on military coup and take us over completely in that moment. And we all know that, where we've had situations where once we've come back to ourselves and we've come back to calm later on, we're quite surprised by our reaction or how we got out of control. And it's because we got overtaken by one or a collection of monkeys. So one of my main monkeys, I'll refer to it as a military monkey, and it has very strong opinions about how things should be and how things should operate and how people should do things. And it prides itself on being very efficient and good time management and getting on top of things. So when other people in my home don't operate under that military supervision, then that monkey's not happy. And it could be as simple as somebody leaving something out, not doing something they said they were going to do, and it's literally like a commanding officer. Now, I've always been an internalizer rather than externalizer, meaning that I wouldn't outwardly show the content of what the monkeys were doing. I'd let it bother me inside, but because I don't want conflict externally, I would just suppress that within me. Now, I used to think that was better than being external, because external causes more problems. You see arguments, and then the other person gets involved, and it just escalates. But there's a middle ground. It's not about suppressing. We don't want to push all that energy down. And we don't want to externalize it and push it onto someone else, because all it's going to do is get recycled. What we want to do is be able to destabilize it in the moment, to be able to feel it, see it, and release it. And we can do this by identifying with what monkey comes up, how it tries to take over, and take its costume off, let it know that in the grand scheme of life, this does not matter, and we can return back to calm. And the more you do this, you will find that that time period of you getting control back of your true being will get shorter and shorter. Example, my husband does things very differently to me, in the sense that he's a real creative. We've been doing a house up from scratch. I'm saying he's been mainly doing the house up. I like to have all the interior design elements and whatnot, give him suggestions of what we could do, just giving him more work basically. And I'm very much clean as you go, keep everything in order, have everything super organized. He's leave it on the floor, I know where everything is. To him it's organized, and I just see chaos. So my military monkey has real strong opinions about that, and I spend a lot of time biting my tongue. Now, instead, I watch when that arises now, and it comes through sometimes in full force, and I just watch it, recognizing exactly what it is. It's a program. It's not me. It's a program of collective thoughts and ideas that I've gathered along my 45-year journey of being here on Earth. And I literally decide in that moment, I could listen to this military monkey, or I can return to peace. Because either way, the situation's not going to change. Because we do things differently. We'll always do things differently. Can I accept that? Then I can take the costume off, take its army suit off, put it back in its cot, and tell it, you don't need to be so alert about this. It's fine. What that does, it breaks up on a deeper level. And what's happening is we're breaking up that neural pathway that's got so established, that's got so familiar. That happens, we have to react. That happens, we have to react. To, oh, I don't need to react. And the aim is to get all the monkeys relaxed so they can just be in the present moment. In which case you can be in the present moment. In which case you can enjoy peace. So there's more to come. But that's my, not chapter 1, because I'm not doing this in chapters, because that's a very systematic way, and I may change my mind as I discover more. So it's just going to be a very organic unfolding of the monkeys in the mind by Michaela McGowan. Bye for now.